You might like to grab a bolster or cushion or pillow to have next to your mat for one of the poses later on. It's not essential, but if you would like to grab some support, feel free to do that. And you're welcome to start in a seated position this morning or to recline. So just check in with yourself, see what might be best for you at this moment, depending on your energy levels, how you're feeling, perhaps how you slept last night. Got a bit of sunshine coming through there. So good morning. Let's just begin by perhaps sighing the breath away 2 or 3 times. And you might like to say to yourself a few times, I am safe. I am here. I belong. I am safe. I am here. I belong. Morning, Jan. So let us begin by becoming aware of sensations in the body right now. Noticing all of the sensations in your body. And also noticing what's going on in your mind this morning. Observe the quality of your thoughts. And how is the emotional layer of you this morning? Do you feel connected and calm? Or perhaps a little flat or anxious or unsettled, frustrated? And then turning towards your breath. Does your breath feel quite shallow at this point, or is it fairly deep? Is it fast or slow, or somewhere in between? And finally, how do you feel on an energy level this morning? Do you feel quite tired and low in energy? Or do you feel quite alert, awake, well rested? So this initial inquiry is a way for us to become more aware of the current state of our nervous system. Whether we are feeling safe and calm, connected, or perhaps a little anxious or fearful, disconnected. In other words, this inquiry can help us to develop neuroception, the ability to be aware of and track the state of our nervous system. There's no right or wrong nervous system state, but we aim to move fluidly between the different nervous system states and not get stuck in one. Earlier this week, we experienced a new moon in our night sky. And this new moon in Gemini is very much about opening up to new pathways, new possibilities, new beginnings as we journey forward. The new moon offers a beautiful fresh wave of energy and perspective. To be fully open to this new energy coming forth, to be open to new possibilities and new ways of thinking, it helps if we're in a ventral vagal state in relation to our nervous system. So the vagus nerve is part of our parasympathetic nervous system. And by working with different practices, which we're going to do with today, it can help us to move into this ventral vagal state where we feel quite calm and quite connected. In terms of polyvagal theory, for those of you who aren't that familiar with it, the other states are the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, and the dorsal vagal state, which is where we sort of drop our energy. We tend to want to withdraw. We feel very flat, very low in energy, even can move into a state of depression. So this is our focus today. And Stephen Porges, who developed polyvagal theory, said that the fastest way to access the ventral vagal state is through the breath. So we're just going to work with a little, very short breathing practice before we move on. And you can do this lying down or seated. We're going to be, in a moment, breathing in through the nose and then blowing the breath out through the mouth as though we're blowing out through a straw. And then the last 20% of our lung, the breath in the body, we exhale through the nose. So as with all pranayama, let's exhale completely to begin. And then we'll breathe in through the nose, so smooth, gentle breath flowing in. And then open the mouth, and as though you're breathing out through a straw, slowly exhale. And then you close the mouth towards the end and finish your exhalation through the nose. So breathing in through the nose, soft, gentle, slow breath. And then when it's time, you're going to open the mouth, blow the breath out as though you're blowing through a straw. And when you've nearly finished, close the mouth, excuse me, and exhale through the nose. So let's do 4 more of these. So breathing in through the nose. And then softly and slowly blowing the breath out through the mouth. Close the mouth and finish the exhalation through the nose. 3 more like this. When you finish, just sit or lie quietly for a few moments. Dr. Ariel Schwartz, who I did the polyvagal training with, says, or gave a lovely affirmation: my breath is a doorway to my nervous system. I can create balance from the inside out. My breath is a doorway to my nervous system. I can create balance from the inside out. Doesn't take that many breaths to really calm us down and help us to move into that ventral vagal state. So we're going to work now with the self-havening technique, which some of you have done with me before, but again, it's a wonderful self-soothing practice, calming, and helps us move into ventral vagal. So again, you can do this lying down or seated, perhaps with the eyes closed at this point. And I invite you to begin by calling to mind a place of safety So it might be a place that you've been a lot. It might be somewhere you've only been once, or it might be a place in your imagination. It might be inside or outside. It might be on your couch. It might be in your favorite room or your favorite chair, or up a tree, or in a cave or a temple or a church. So just let this beautiful environment, this refuge, form around you in your imagination. See it in your mind's eye. This place where you feel safe, where you feel calm. Go to this place. Feel the experience of being there. Look around you and take it all in. Picture all the details of this sanctuary. And focus on the feeling this place is giving you. So feel the feeling of being safe, calm. How does it feel to feel safe? How does your stomach feel when you feel safe? How do your muscles feel? Your face. Now let's gently bring the palms of the hands together and rub the palms until they feel nice and warm. They might be quite cold this morning. And then we're going to place a hand on each opposite shoulder. And as we exhale, we're going to start to stroke down the arms. So we continue this, we repeat this quite a few times, stroking down your arms. Nice, slow strokes. It's a gentle, tender touch, a loving touch, soothing yourself. Good. And then we move to the center of the forehead, and we're just going to start to stroke across the forehead out towards your temples. So very soft, kind, tender touch. Notice the quality of your touch. And then go to the hairline and just stroke down the hairline now towards your temples, your ears. Good. And then go to the top of the head and just stroke down your hair, down the sides of the head. Loving touch. And then go to the bridge of the nose and just stroke across your cheeks, out towards the sides. Good. And then stroke each palm. And then rest your hands over your spiritual heart center. Take a couple of breaths there and revisit now your place of safety. Visualize yourself in that place and know that this place is inside of you and that you can revisit anytime you choose just by closing your eyes and imagining yourself there. This safe place is now firmly fixed in your mind and in your body. You might say to yourself a few times, I am safe. I am here. I belong. Okay. Let's gently release the hands. You can blink the eyes open if you're lying down. Take your time to roll over to one side. We're all going to come up into a standing position to start this morning. So I'll just move back towards my mat. Standing into Tadasana, into our beautiful mountain pose. You might like to just lift the toes up and spread them out, roll the shoulders down the back, have the palms facing forward to help broaden the upper chest. You might like to close the eyes, just softening the skin of the face and tucking the chin in a little so that the back of the neck is long. So let's just stand here and connect with our breath and also connect with the qualities of a mountain. So with this pose, we're endeavoring to feel as though we are a mountain or we have a mountain inside of us. So what are the qualities of a mountain? Perhaps visualizing your favorite mountain somewhere in the world. Now we're going to travel down into the earth beneath the feet. And on the next inhale, let's imagine that we can draw this strong earth energy, grounding energy, up through our feet. Take it all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, imagine like a fountain, this energy moves out of the crown of the head like a fountain and showers down around you, falling back into the earth beneath. So as you breathe in, you're drawing energy from the earth up through your feet, up your legs, take it up through the torso to the crown top. Feel yourself growing taller. And as you exhale, it showers down around you. If you're quite a visual person, perhaps seeing this energy coming up as a beautiful, rich, red, earthy color. So as you breathe in, draw this red energy up through the body, a strong energy connecting you with your inner strength, your stability. And as you exhale, this energy showers down around you. Let's do 2 more of these and then we'll add an arm movement. Feel yourself standing on your own 2 feet, standing in your own power, strong, centered, stable, secure within yourself. Now, when it's time, we'll inhale and sweep the arms overhead, bringing the fingertips to touch. And as we exhale, lowering the arms down, synchronize the movement with your breath. So breathing in, sweep the arms up. You might choose to turn to look up as your fingertips touch. And as you exhale, your arms float down. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth. So we're reaching up now into the realms of possibility, opening ourselves up to new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new beginnings, new pathways. Breathing in from this grounded, secure place, this stable place. So when we're in a ventral vagal state, there's a feeling of possibility and hope. When we're in a dorsal, which is the other end of the spectrum, it's more of a place of feeling hopeless and a feeling of despair. If you'd like to challenge yourself, we're going to lift up onto our tiptoes, so adding a balance. Fingertips touch, you might pause for a second or two. And exhale when you need to, lowering the arms and your heels, and perhaps pause empty. Let's do 2 more. Listen to your breath. Stay with the breath. Watch the breath. When you finish that last one, you come back into mountain pose, palms facing forward, toes are spread. Take a deep breath in and sigh it away. Okay, let's do a little bit of bouncing. So another fantastic grounding practice. Bending the legs, shaking up and down. You might shake the arms. You might blow the breath out through the mouth. Encouraging energy to flow freely rather than allowing it to pull up and become stagnant inside, which is easy to do so as the weather gets cooler. Energy can become stuck, blocked, stagnant. Good to shake, good to bounce and free up that flow of energy. Good, and then just slow that down and we'll work with a twist. So just make sure you're not going to bump into anything around you and just let the arms flow around the body. So again, encouraging energy to free up and flow. Arms up to shoulder height. Arms above the head, perhaps looking up. Good, and then back to shoulder height. And back around the waist. Bringing the head back to center, letting the arms slow down. And release. Okay, let's bring the feet together, toes spread, little bend in the legs again, hands onto our knees. We're just going to make some nice little circles with our knees. You can also give the knees a little bit of loving attention, give them a little bit of a rub, a little bit of a massage. Important to warm up our joints also as the weather is getting cooler. And reversing. Good, and release. Now we'll bring the heels together, toes are turned out, hands are onto the hips. So we're going to do a little bit of squatting. This is Thich Nhat Hanh's mindful squat. So I think most of you know this, but feel free to watch if you're not quite sure. So we're going to breathe and lift up onto the balls of the feet, lengthen up through the crown top. And as we exhale, we're coming down. So you might just come to here, that's fine. Some of you might be able to come all the way down, keeping the spine nice and tall. Inhale, we lift up onto the balls of the feet. And exhale, we go down again. So breathe in, we lift up. We're going to do 5 more. Keep your shoulders relaxed, face soft. Exhale, we come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep the breath flowing. 3 more. Remembering the breath is fuel for your movement, for your practice. And last one. And come up, and this time Just lowering the heels and releasing your hands. You might give the legs a little bit of a shake. Okay, another one of Thich Nhat Hanh's mindful movement. So the legs are wider. We're turning the right toes around, left toes in a little, back hand on your left thigh, right hand on your right thigh, and we're turning to the right. So let's exhale all breath here. And as we breathe in, we're going to bend the right leg and slowly take this right arm up. You might watch your fingers as the arm lifts, if that's okay for your neck. And as we exhale, we straighten the leg and lower the arm. So breathing in, moving into a variation of warrior one, and breathing out. Let's do 5 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay with your breath. And last one. When you finish, gently turn your feet around, preparing to do the same to the other side. Exhale all breath. Then when you're ready, bending the left leg, inhale, take the left arm up and exhale. So 6 more. Good, 2 more. Just go at your own pace with your own breath. When you finish that last one, release your legs. Again, you might like to shake it out a little bit. Come back into Tadasana, feet hip width apart, toes spread. This next practice is a very slow moving practice. So you might like to watch the first one or just come along with me as you're ready. So we're going to, as we inhale, come down, bend the legs, and imagine that we're picking up a giant ball of cotton wool. So it's very light. So we're still inhaling, and then we turn the hands and exhale, send it up into the sky. So let's do 4 more of these. So we breathe in, we come down, we lift up our ball of cotton wool, very light, very soft. Take it up and exhale up to the sky. So 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. When you finish, release the arms by your side and take a breath. Okay, legs a little wider apart for the Tibetan yoga breath. So we're turning to look down towards our left fingers. Exhale all breath. And then as we breathe in, we're watching as we take the arm up, lifting up onto the tiptoes of the right foot, right fingers extend down. As we exhale, lowering the left arm down, synchronizing that movement with our breath. So breathing in, lifting the right arm, reaching up into the realms of possibility, new ways of being and thinking, and exhale, lower the arm. So again, work at your own pace with this. Breathing in, feeling a sense of hope, optimism, and exhale. New ideas, new opportunities, opening up to these. Let's do one more to each side. Coming back to center. Try not to wriggle around at all. Just be still. Take a deep breath into the heart center. And exhale. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more squatting. So this time it's a wide-legged squat. So you can sort of keep the legs as they are, turn the toes out a little bit. Arms by our side. Let's exhale all breath. As we breathe in, let's raise the arms above the head, palms come together. As we exhale, we're coming into our squat and hands come to the heart. Just soften your shoulders, tuck the chin in a little. Then breathe in, raise the arms above the head. And as we exhale, we straighten the legs as we lower the arms. So like another moving meditation, breathing in. And breathing out. Staying in the squat, inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to do two more. The last one, the option to stay in the squat. But of course, if you don't want to go there, that's fine. You can keep flowing with the breath or take a rest. Okay, so this is our last one. Raising the arms up and into our squat. Now you're welcome to keep the hands at the heart space or take the hands onto your hips or even take the hands into Jhana Mudra and release them out to the side. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit here, try lifting the left heel up. So just the left heel and hold that. Keep the breath flowing. Good, and then lower that heel. Try lifting the right heel and hold. Good, and then try lifting both heels up. It's a bit of a balance, so be careful. Keep your gaze, your drishti on something in front of you that's not moving. And keep the breath flowing. Good. And then lower your heels. So we'll inhale, straighten the legs, stretch the arms up. And exhale. Release the legs. Come into Tadasana at the fronts of your mats. Arms by your side, palms facing forward. And let's do 5 rounds of coming back to the straw breathing that we did at the commencement of our practice. So exhale all breath. And then breathe in through the nose. And you're blowing the breath out through the mouth as though through a straw. When you've exhaled about 80% of your lung capacity, close the mouth and finish the final 20% through the nose. You can even exaggerate, drawing the belly back towards your spine, really emptying the lungs at the end. So you breathe in through the nose, blow the breath out through the mouth as though through a straw, so slowing it down. Final 20% through the nose. 3 more. And you finish, no rush. Just gently release, allow the breath to flow freely now in and out through the nose, and bring your hands back into Namaskar Mudra at the heart space, prayer position. So we're going to work now with Chandra Namaskara, salute to the moon. And as we work with this practice this morning, feeling that we are strengthening our connection with this new moon energy. So welcoming in this fresh wave of new energy, offering us space to connect with new perspectives, new opportunities, new possibilities as we journey forward. We'll slow the practice down a little bit. We might hold some of the poses for a few breaths. And if it gets a little bit too much, of course, you can always take a rest, sit down or lie down, and you can visualize yourself doing the practice instead. Exhale all breath. Release your arms by your side, and inhale, raise the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, down through your center. Breathe in, raise the arms up, palms to the sky, optional little baby back bend. And then exhale, fold forward, legs bent or straight. Left leg comes back. Lower the knee, untuck your toes into crescent moon pose, raising the arms up. And then exhale, come into plank. So take the right leg back so the body's in a straight line. And then lower your knees, your elbows, your chest and chin. Now come through into Sphinx, and we'll stay here for 2 or 3 breaths. Feet are hip width or even wider apart. So a nice gentle back bend. Face soft. Good. And then bring your hands alongside your chest, elbows tucked in. Breathe in and lift up into dog, and let's stay in dog for 2 or 3 breaths. Feel free to bend one leg and the other if they're feeling quite tight. Good, and then look towards your hands, step the left leg forward. Lower your right knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, we step the right leg forward, back into our forward fold, legs bent or straight. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up, optional baby back bend, palms together, and exhale. So that's our first sequence. Let's go again. Breathe in. And breathe out. Optional baby back bend. And come forward, legs bent or straight. Right leg back this time. Lower your knee, untuck the toes. Crescent moon. Exhale, we come into plank. So take the left leg back, body in a straight line. Lower your knees, elbows, chest and chin, the 8-pointed position. And again, let's come into Sphinx. 2 or 3 breaths here. Face soft, mouth relaxed. And then bring your hands alongside your chest. Bend the legs, tuck your toes. Down face dog pose. Again, we'll stay for 2 or 3 breaths. And then look towards your hands, right leg forward. Lower your left knee and inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, step the left leg forward into our forward fold. Breathe in, optional back bend, palms together, and exhale. So we're going to do 4 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's stay in the forward fold for a couple of breaths. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower, legs bent or straight, and we're staying here. Good. Now we're going to step the left leg back and come into crescent moon. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale into plank, body in a straight line. Down into the 8-pointed position. And we'll come through into Cobra this time. So breathe in, we're not holding, a little higher perhaps. Bend your legs, tuck your toes into dog. We are staying in dog again for 2 or 3 breaths. Good. And then look towards your hands, left leg forward, lower the right knee, crescent moon. And take the hands down, step the right leg forward, back into our forward fold. Inhale, come up, palms together, and exhale. So we're halfway. Breathe in. Reaching up into the realms of possibility, and exhale. Feeling a sense of hope as you stretch the arms up and open yourself. Exhale, come forward. We're staying in our forward fold. Lift up halfway as you breathe in. And exhale, and we'll stay for a couple of breaths. Right leg's going to come back. And inhale, crescent moon. Exhale into plank. Down into the 8-pointed position. And through into Cobra, Bundasana. So perhaps a little higher, shoulders down. Bend the legs, tuck your toes, down face dog pose, and we're holding. Look towards your hands, right leg forward, left knee down, crescent moon. And left leg forward, back into our forward fold. Inhale, come up. and exhale. Okay, 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fresh wave of energy opening up to this, and exhale. Left leg back. Now let's hold crescent moon. If you don't want to take the arms above your head, it makes you feel a bit wobbly or it's just too much for the shoulders, you can keep your hands on your hips. Try to draw the elbows back, the heart center open, and breathe. Otherwise, your arms are extended up. Good, and then we'll come into plank. So tuck the left toes, take the right leg back. Option to hold plank for a breath or two at this point. Otherwise, you just come straight into the 8-pointed position and come through into Cobra. And let's hold this back bend as well. Elbows tucked in, heart leads in the pose. Face is soft, breath flowing. Good, bend your legs, tuck your toes into dog, we'll hold. And then look towards your hands, left leg forward, right knee down. Option to take the arms up, we're not holding. And exhale, right leg forward into our forward fold. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Okay, this is our last one. Breathe in and breathe out. Halfway lift and lower, and let's stay for a couple of breaths. Good, and then step the right leg back. Now we're holding Ardha Chandrasana, crescent moon. Option to take the arms up or just rest the hands on your hips. Draw the elbows back, heart center open, and breathe. Good, and then we're coming into plank. Option to hold plank for a breath or two, shoulders over the wrist, fingers spread wide. Otherwise, you're coming straight down into the 8-pointed position. And then we'll all come through into Bundasana, Cobra, and hold here for 2 or 3 breaths. Breathe into your heart space. Elbows squeeze in. And then bend your legs, tuck your toes into dog. And we pause here. Good, and then step the right leg forward, left knee down into crescent moon, but not holding. And exhale into Uttanasana, our forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, palms together. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart and pause here. You might sigh the breath away. Soften your shoulders. And just observing for a moment the effects of the practice. Notice how you feel on the inside without adding an interpretation of that. Okay, good. Let's release And we're going to come to lie down. If you've got a bolster or pillows or cushions, grab those now for a pose we're going to work with soon. So just pop it near you. But for now, come down, legs bent, and we'll just have a little rest here. Have the palms facing up, and you might like to say to yourselves a few times, I am safe. I am here. I belong. I am safe. I am here. I belong. God, let yourself sink down. So in a moment, we're going to work with what's called the basic exercise, which is a practice that can increase the blood flow to the vagus nerve. So often when we get caught, we're stuck in the sympathetic nervous system state, that fight or flight, lots of adrenaline and anxiety and stress. C1 and C2 can move out of alignment. And this practice we're going to do can help to move those back into alignment and help us move into a ventral vagal state. So some of you have done this with me before. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting, you can do it lying down, but sometimes you can feel a little bit dizzy because it's the vagus nerve is being flushed. So it can be nice to do this lying down. But if you haven't done it with me, feel free to watch and even sit up if you prefer. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head, and your thumbs can press into the base of the skull around C1 and C2. So the elbows are out wide. So if you're lying down, just tuck the chin in so the back of the neck is long. And then from here, we're going to turn our eyes to look towards the right. And we hold this and we keep breathing. Keep the skin of the face soft. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth. So we can, in a lot of our yoga poses, we can actually incorporate this practice of moving the eyes across midline, because the eye movements are connected to the suboccipital muscles, which create movements around C1 and C2. Can have quite a powerful effect, just moving the eyes across midline. Okay, now gently bring your eyes back to center. Notice if you feel a little bit dizzy, that's okay, just breathe. And then take the eyes to the left. Seeing if you can see your elbow, your left elbow, and breathe. When you feel that you've had a similar amount of time on this side, bring your eyes back to center. Release your arms down along your side. And if it's okay to do so for your lower back, stretch your legs out along the mat. Exhale all breath. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, point your toes, stretch from fingertip to toe tip. And as you exhale, release your arms down. Let's do 2 more of these. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last one. And you finish, turn the palms up. Let the whole body relax for a moment. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you. And then we're going to work with a Qigong movement again. I think most of you know this. It's called rocking the heels. It's a very simple but very powerful movement. So you just start to rock your heels on the floor, the feet back and forth. You can keep this very, very slow, or you can speed it up. But hopefully we actually allow, from just rocking the heels, the whole body to start to rock, to move, even feeling the back of your head rocking on the mat against the floor. So this is a little bit like the bouncing we did earlier in a standing position, just encouraging energy to flow freely, waking up energy that might be a little bit dormant or stagnant within us, pockets that might be a bit blocked where the energy is not flowing. You can play around with the speed, so you might go a little faster and then back off a bit. See what feels good for you this morning. And we can do this for up to 2 minutes. Good. And then you can just start to slow that down. Relax the body. Take a deep breath in and sigh it away. Okay, let's step the feet up close to the buttocks, preparing for Setu Bundasana, bridge pose. So your palms are pressing down into the mat alongside your hips, head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Tuck the chin forward. Exhale, all breath. On your next inhale, press into the palms, the soles of the feet as you lift the spine, lift your hips, your belly up towards the sky. And as you exhale, roll back down, vertebra by vertebra. Inhaling, lifting. And exhaling, lowering down. Link the movement with your breath. Lifting the body up, opening up to new possibilities, to exploring potential, new beginnings, new openings, new pathways. Now you are welcome to continue working in this way, or this is where we're going to grab our bolster or our pillows, our cushions, and lift up and place the support under the buttocks. So we come into a supported bridge. Arms can stay alongside you, or some of you might be able to stretch them overhead. And we'll stay here for a few minutes. You might like to close the eyes. Perhaps directing your gaze, your drishti, towards your spiritual heart center. Aware of the breath flowing in and flowing out. So this is a terrific, very restorative, rejuvenating pose to work with. And help us to move into a ventral vagal state. Interestingly, when we are in ventral vagal, we can experience self-compassion. And it's said that when we're in a sympathetic nervous system state or a dorsal vagal state, that's when self-criticism starts to appear. So it's an interesting little practice just to even take a day or two or a week and to watch, even keep a little diary to note at those times when you're in being a bit judgmental or critical of yourself or others, to think, okay, what's going on with my nervous system? And to also notice times when you are feeling more compassion, kindness, gentleness towards yourself and others. And to also think then, okay, where am I? What's happening with my nervous system? When I did my training with Dr. Ariel Schwartz, and also Stephen Porges was part of that training, she kept reminding us that it doesn't take a lot to move into a ventral vagal state. Doesn't take a lot to shift where we are in our in terms of our nervous system. Even just 4 or 5 breaths, like the straw breathing we did, the self-havening, even to come into a pose like this can help us shift into ventral vagal. To work with certain affirmations. I am safe. I am here. I belong. Just watch the tendency of the mind to wander off when we're still in these different poses. That's very normal. But when you notice that's happened, you just focus on directing your awareness back to the present moment, to the 4 corners of your mat. Awareness in your heart, breath flowing. All right, let's prepare to leave this pose now. So gently lift yourself up, remove any support that might be underneath you. Come down, bring the knees into the chest, and perhaps a little rock from side to side. Let's just work with a little twist before we rest for Shavasana. So stretch the legs out along the mat once again. Place the right foot on your left thigh, left hand to the outer edge of the right knee, right arm at shoulder height. Now let's take a deep breath in and we'll lower that knee over to the left side. Keep the right shoulder down in contact with the floor if you can. And you might turn your head to look towards your right fingers. Now here's another good example of a place where we could, if we wanted to, try turning the gaze of the eyes now towards the left-hand corner. So you're looking up into that left-hand corner and hold it there and breathe. So the vagus nerve is not actually one nerve, it's a bundle of nerves, and it's sometimes referred to as the wandering nerve because it travels through so much of us. It moves down into the stomach and the gut and the intestines, and also up into the heart and up into the face. on the eyes. Good. Now gently bring your gaze back to center. Release the leg back to center, and we'll do the other side. So left foot on your right thigh, right hand to the outer edge of the left knee, left arm at shoulder height. Deep breath in, and over we go to the other side. Head may turn to the left, and again you might turn now the gaze of your eyes to look up to the right hand corner. And gently back to center, knee back to center, and stretch the left leg out along that. Give the body a bit of a shake. If there's any last movement your body would like before resting, please honor that. And otherwise we prepare now for relaxation, and I'll come up closer to you once again. Popping socks on if you like, covering yourself with a blanket. Getting cozy, grabbing any support you might need for the lower back, back of the head. Removing glasses if you wear them. And once you are settled on your mat, nice and warm and cozy, I invite you to shift your awareness to the back of your body and allow the back of your body to sink down into the support of Mother Earth. Heavy, warm, and deeply relaxed. Know that you are safe and held. You belong here in this moment, in this place. Feel any sensations in the back of your body. All the parts of you making contact with the ground reaching up to receive you, to hold you. Aware of the back of your head, any sensations here, your shoulder blades, the whole of your back and your spine, your buttocks, the backs of your legs and your heels. If you notice energy moving into your mind, into thinking, gently return it downward towards the ground, into the back of your body. You might visualize roots traveling down into the earth beneath you, deep into the womb of the earth, grounded through the back of your body, held and nourished, rested and safe. sinking down into the core of the earth, the womb, the mud, and seeing if you can allow your heartbeat and the heartbeat of the earth to align with one another. Allowing yourself to experience being fully home. Now, from this place of deep rest, can you begin to open up to the sky above you? Imagine opening your eyes, opening your heart, opening your body up to the vast, infinite space above you. Light pouring down upon you. Brilliant light. Radiant light flowing down from above. Feel yourself connecting with this light, connecting with new possibilities, new pathways, new openings. Hope, joy, peace, new beginnings. Experience this now for yourself. Feel free to remain lying down if you're happy there and you have the time and space to do so. Those of you ready to resume your day, just start now to listen to all of the sounds around you. Becoming aware once more of your surroundings, where you are. Deepening your breath, perhaps bringing some movement into your fingers and toes. I'd like to have a bit of a stretch. And then you can quietly roll over to one side and come up into a seated position. We'll close with 3 Oms this morning. So let's bring the hands together at the heart space in Namaskar Mudra. And exhale all breath. Breathing in Gently bow your head down towards your heart. And lift the head up. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Love to you all. Bye.
Thanks, Fiona.
Thanks, Penny. Bye.